Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pass Club. We are celebrating 1 month of the Pass Club, and goodness gracious, I'm so excited for it. And while you're here, if you haven't, go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow us on all socials at Pass Club Pod. We got an absolutely astounding episode for you today. We're going to talk about what happened to Mark Sanchez. We're going to recap this awesome college football weekend and look ahead to next week. Jump into the NFL this past weekend, get into our good boys, which is back on the hot streak, boys and girls. Get into Sport Court, talk about some MLB playoffs, and then wrap it all up with the iconic Blurby Derby. Let's go.
Welcome to the Pass Club. 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 The Pass Club.
Did you like my did you like me oh fuck, dude.
Just go.
Did you like my I was doing the little thing. I was like
It's got to be so hard for you to be locked in that intro, and we're just fired up.
Oh yeah, we're just fucking around. Oh well, fuck. Hey guys, I don't know if you could tell. I got a new mic. I love this thing.
This guy sounds crisp.
No, but fuck it. Let's talk about Mark Sanchez.
I was about to say, you probably sound like Mark Sanchez right there. Hey, do you know you can't park here, sir?
Can't park here, dude. I want to know how much drugs you have to be on, how much alcohol you have to have drank to try to move a truck that isn't yours at what was it, like a bar that isn't yours.
I don't know. Maybe you guys have heard. This wasn't like just a normal. This is a delivery truck, right?
Yeah. It was like a delivery truck.
So it had all intents and purposes had every right to be there, and he just decided, you know what?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and the said driver made a butt fumble joke. And when you're 10 beers deep and you're Mark Sanchez, that shit will piss you off.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can't be throwing a delivery driver against a damn truck, man. I mean, look, probably deserve. I'm gonna hold off on that one, but.
Yeah,
There's
we don't
still
actually. There's still a lot of stuff coming out. But
yeah. I'll hold off. But basically, what I've seen, the dude tries to move the truck. The truck driver's like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Mark Sanchez is like, I don't know. That's my best Mark Sanchez.
Drunkard spew.
Mark
Just
Sanchez
drunkard.
from the Jets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mark,
dude.
I butt fumbled.
Yeah, I can move your truck because I butt fumbled. You can't park
honestly,
that. You can't park that here.
Look,
Do you know who I am?
I was gonna say, never gonna advocate for drunk driving. If everybody was off the road, kind of want to see Mark Sanchez move that truck off of drugs, and I kind of think that would be entertaining, just to see how far he could get it. Judged off his
Apparently,
past,
the guy, not very far.
probably not. Probably not.
Perhaps a punishment
Probably
for
not even
last
past the line of
place of the
scrimmage.
good boy.
Last place of the good boy, you have to drunkenly enforce parking
No.
at loading docks. But
Try not to get
apparently
chat.
apparently the driver had a lot, like really, really bad injuries. Like I think he got body slammed. Like his cheek cut open so much it like damaged his tongue. Like crazy stuff. So apparently, last resort was stabbing Mark Sanchez.
I've got about
we're making
90 seconds of studying this case here with Mark, but he was stabbed as well. I found that out, and that's about all I pieced together. But he was trying to move this said truck, and he was stabbed.
Look,
Yes, that
and
is
obviously,
the plot of this.
well, and I was gonna say, obviously, people got hurt. Like everybody inherently is okay, but so we're trying not to make too much light of it. But this is the ultimate fuck around and find out. Like, this is the ultimate FAFO.
It is. It really is. And it's like, I just want to know why he decided, you know what, this guy can't park here. Like, if you're coming back from a bar and you just see a truck park, I think that's probably number 999,999 in my head of what I think when I see that truck is this guy can't park here. And I'm going to tell him that.
It reminds me of the videos. Have you seen the videos where people like wreck and they're like on the side of the road and they get rolled down the window and they go, "You can't park here." And they go, "Oh, fuck off."
I was going to
seen
say it reminded me more of the memes you'll see of like when the liquor starts telling you, I got to go mess with these people across the bar that are doing nothing. Like, and it's just like a
No, I'm
picture
just-
of Drake pissed off, like,
I just
damn.
kind of think
I don't know,
if
dude.
everybody would have been okay, I think it would have been funny if this ended up in a police chase. You know, remnants of O.J. Simpson
with him in the truck.
with him in the truck. You know, what if O.J. told him to do it? What if O.J. got in his head?
He had the spirit of OJ. Yeah.
The
I don't know
spirit
if it would dwell in Indianapolis, though. Let's be real. Not much dwells there, except
Hey, a winning
Mark
football
Sanchez.
team dwells there.
yeah, MVP caliber quarterback dwells there as well, apparently.
Right.
Which is insane that that's even coming out of my mouth, but it is. So, what an exciting weekend of college football. You know, on paper, you look at this past weekend and you're like, that's a solid week. But then when everything starts unfolding, my goodness, is it beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I just had a quad box going the whole weekend. Tons of action. I mean, tons of stuff. You know, early window, it kind of looked like Boise was going to give Notre Dame a little bit of a fight. Didn't end up really being that. Obviously, you have the UCLA Penn State game, which we will talk about here in a second. But man, just an exciting weekend of college football all around. Let's start with the Red Raiders.
Well, I think we all need to switch to EVs. It's the only way we're going to stop them.
Yeah,
If we switch to EVs.
I think that's a fair point. If there's no need for oil, there's no need for the Texas Tech Red Raiders football team.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, NIL is wild, but hats off to Texas Tech, man. I mean, they embraced this and they said, you know what? If we can go buy players legally, why the hell not? And they went out and, I mean, hell, they flipped another 5-star this past week, too. I think it was, was another DL, another D lineman?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the money talks. And honestly, Lubbock is a hell of a place. I've never been there, always wanted to go to Lubbock, but absolutely, I mean, great college town, great program. If you got the money and I was a top player, I'd love to go play for Texas Tech, honestly.
Elkins, I got a question for you. What is up with this? What is the tortilla thing? Or do either of you guys know? What's this tortilla thing? I feel like I've never even seen it. Now all of a sudden it's a big deal. What's this tortilla thing?
That is certainly a me question there, Dylan, but I don't know.
I don't know the
I
origins.
have no
either.
idea. When the only thing I've thought about tortilla wise was the Arizona Cardinals jerseys last Thursday night or
Like tortillas.
some time
Yeah,
ago. They looked like tortillas, but
yeah, apparently they throw tortillas in the air. I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't watch that much.
Oh, I've seen it. Apparently they've been doing it for a long time, too. I mean, I guess they just haven't been relevant enough for it to, make headlines. But now that they're a little relevant, throwing tortillas is pretty interesting. But did you see what the Big 12 did? So to spite Texas, okay, so this was a big controversy in the offseason. So apparently Texas Tech has been doing this for a long time, the tortilla throw, the tortilla toss. Well, whenever they went out and started buying players, the coaches, the Big 12 came together and basically said every single time, like if somebody throws something on a field, you get fined as a school. So the Big 12 and the coaches came around basically just to spite Texas Tech and the tortilla toss, and Texas Tech said, fuck it, we're just going to go drill some more oil and we'll pay the fine. So hats off, mad respect for that.
Do they count each tortilla and then find them and then add up the fine and find them by that? Or is it like one tortilla equals a million tortillas? Doesn't matter.
I mean, I think it's 67 cents per tortilla.
In today's economy, that's pretty.
Damn.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it was a 6-7 joke, man. Come on.
I saw the
explain
6-7
that.
kid started a meme coin, and honestly, if you get rug pulled by the 6-7 kid, that's on you. Sorry.
I mean, let's be real here. That meme coin will probably bottom out at 67 cents. If it hits 67 cents, it's done.
Oh, biggest free fall of all time after.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is worse than Elon Musk on SNL and Doge, which I don't want to talk about. Oh, Lord, I lost out on a lot of money because of that. But, we're not a financial advisory podcast.
well, the 6th ranked team in the nation took care of business, but the 7th ranked team in the nation we can talk about.
Yes.
And they are actually no longer ranked.
Good.
But wow.
Hey,
I
props to the AP poll. They finally did it. They did not rank. Their AP 1 and 2 preseason are now unranked. You got to look in the mirror if you're AP and being like, what's our merit here? That's swing and a miss. Somebody put out a list of all the teams that were ranked start season that aren't anymore. Quite a few big misses on there. Quite a few.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you would have told us teams like Penn State, teams like Texas, like all these teams would be this bad at the start of the year, I mean, I think based off the talent they have, I don't hate the initial rankings.
Penn State at 2. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State's never proven anything, but I think that was really just because they have a fifth-year Drew Aller, who is ass, by the way. Penn State quarterback Drew Aller is
Confirmed.
ass.
He
Confirmed.
actually didn't play that bad. He actually did not play that bad in the game, though.
Yeah, but you still lost to UCLA.
I had zero problem whatsoever with the preseason poll. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and say I take pride in being a ball knowledge or knower, trying to combine some more words again here. But Penn State was in my national championship game, and that's not the case anymore. I will step up and say, hands up, my bad there. I actually cannot believe this UCLA team and how bad they are. But to virtually eliminate Penn State, wow.
I mean, and the worst part about it, did y'all see the OC after the game? Did y'all see the clip of him?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How in the hell do you lose to this guy that has never used a headset before? Like, he's never used a play calling headset.
A play did not get called on the most crucial 4th down in this game because he didn't realize his mic was flipped up. That's what we're talking about here, folks. He was like, yeah, my bad. I missed a few calls because I didn't know how to work the headset. Didn't know how to communicate.
And James Franklin still got out coached by this makeshift freaking bad news Bears coaching staff.
That's a freshman in high school playing search and destroy for the first time kind of mistake. And you're not on comms with your teammates trying to tell them, hey, they're planning B. And, you know,
he's not on comms because he's going to ninja defuse.
He's going to ninja defuse.
He's going to ninja defuse, bro.
I also heard a sad stat that the UCLA head coach is now tied with James Franklin with top 10 wins against Big Ten teams.
Yeah, that's probably the worst look I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they said it was the first time an 0-4 team had been a top 10 team since 1986.
And just to add some salt to the wound, this UCLA team hadn't led the whole season until this game.
Nico Iamaleava is their quarterback.
That was close.
Huh?
Now. I'll give it to you.
That's
Iamaleava.
Iamaleava.
Iamaleava. There you go.
Yeah, that is close enough. Dylan, you can take you can take that out of Tennessee, but you can't take the Tennessee out of the
Beautifully said.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautifully
thank you.
said. You're welcome.
As a ball fan, Dylan, though, I must ask, you know, very much enjoyed seeing him go 0-4, I would imagine, but now it's kind of like, okay, it's not as funny anymore. I'm happy he beat Penn State. More happy.
I am too. It's like, you know what it was like? It was like if you had a kid in your class that didn't get the best grades and that he just kind of made everyone mad, but then he gets like an A on a test and you're like, you know what? Good for that guy.
Hell yeah.
Good for that guy. Hell yeah. Good for that guy. That's what it was like.
It's like your little brother.
Yeah, a little redheaded stepchild. Yeah. Look at him. He got a, good for him. He did something. Yeah. That's kind of what it was like. I think that's the best, most complete game he's ever played in his whole career, though, by far. So props to Nico.
Lots of scenes of him at Tennessee when he was running the ball in that game, but props to the kid.
Absolutely.
And then I was going to say,
I had no more remarks, Mal. What do you got?
Well, I was going to say, and then to make matters worse, did y'all see the tweet I sent you guys that James Franklin sent out?
Yeah, he tweets that every week and has for the past decade.
Yeah, I know, but something about tweeting that after getting your ass waxed in California it just rubs you the wrong way, man. I mean, I know you got to hold strong, but good Lord have mercy. Maybe you could have just taken 1 week off. I mean,
Was it a draft?
Ooh.
Drafted tweet, do we think?
probably scheduled tweet if I had to guess.
Yeah.
He just forgot to unschedule it.
Yeah, and I would say, it's the worst part about this loss to me was as the game was winding down and UCLA was backed up on their own end zone and they were going to punt, but not really. They were going to hold the ball. We're out for a safety. Everyone knew what was coming. Everyone knew they were going to hold the ball and get a safety. The announcers called it like a minute before it happened. Everyone except James Franklin, because the Penn State players quite literally had no idea what was going on in that play. And that was, to me, that was the most red flag, there's a big issue here in coaching moment. Because you just got outsmarted by an interim who's making a very basic move.
Absolutely.
James Franklin just realized if James Franklin had been playing checkers his whole life, I think the doors just opened up and he realized, what's chess? Oh, there's a game called chess? Is it more complex? Oh, yes, it is. I just lost.
I mean, is that even like the holding on for a safety is literally like the most checkers move ever, though? I wouldn't even call that chess.
To James Franklin, it's chess. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, good Lord have mercy.
And Mal, you just mentioned unscheduling tweets. If I'm the administrator over scheduling at Penn State, I would say let's unschedule some of these Big Ten games we have to play or withdraw, because at Iowa later this year, followed up by an Indiana team that is not losing to anybody except Oregon. We'll follow up with that later. And Ohio State, 3 straight at these games. I get so scared if I'm a Penn State fan. They have the talent on paper and they don't have the coach. So find a way to unschedule these.
I just had a thought in my head, and I'm going to make a very, very bold take right here, but a take I think is correct. After Penn State fires James Franklin this year, because let's be real, he's probably going to get fired this year, Brian Kelly will be the next head coach of Penn State.
Okay, we'll mark it.
That's a funny way to say Ed Orgeron.
Dude, Ed Orgeron is not a thing. I think Brian Kelly is a perfect fit for Penn State. I truly believe that. I don't think Brian Kelly is a good fit for LSU. I think he is a perfect fit at Penn State. I think if Penn State comes calling and Brian Kelly doesn't have the best year, LSU's obviously not going to fire Brian Kelly, but I do think Brian Kelly would leave LSU. Not Lane Kiffin style, because I think he's a little bit better than that, but I think he would leave LSU, go to Penn State, fresh start, take over a program that really has the expectations of LSU, but is more apt to getting disappointed.
Their fans aren't as, we're going to kill you if you don't win every game.
Exactly. So I think that would be a perfect fit for Brian Kelly, and I do think Brian Kelly could lead them to some success. I mean, Penn State's got the NIL funds, they've got the facilities, they've got a lot of what LSU has, not as much, obviously, or actually, honestly, might have more. I really don't know.
If I'm Brian Kelly, I don't think I'm moving anywhere from LSU. But
I mean, if they come at you with the money, which I think Penn State would come at him with quite a bit of cash, I think he would do it. And I think it's a less stressful job for him. I don't think Brian Kelly's cut out to coach in the SEC. I just don't. And not saying that because the SEC is some big conference. I mean, the SEC's having a little bit of a down year, I think, this year, but just the expectations of SEC football,
Yeah, and the pressures that come with it.
The nature of the SEC is this is a dog-eat-dog league.
Yes.
The Big Ten is a big dog-eat-little dog league, and there is a lot of little dogs in the Big Ten, and Penn State's deciding if they want to be a big dog or if they want to be a little dog, because they got 8-by-8 Chihuahua last weekend in LA. We don't really have to say much more about that game. But big dogs, Diego Pavia, this guy thinks he's a big dog, and he learned a lot about himself this weekend. And,
now he's sitting on the porch with the puppies.
I mean, if you're going to talk the shit you talk, and he started the game very well. He started that game, that first quarter, he executed about as well as he could. But the wheels fell off for Diego. I mean, if you're going to talk the way that he talked leading up to this game, you got to have a Jordan Mason type game. Like you got to go out there and you have to execute every single play.
And then you can't cry about it when you're leaving and somebody's chirping you after that's literally all you've done for months is talk. You can't. And his teammate be like, "You're yelling at a kid."
Oh, yeah, no,
Guys,
this is a 25-year-old man.
This is a 25-year-old grown man. He's not like an 18-year-old freshman. This is a 25-year-old. He's lucky to still. It's kind of sad he's still in college, if we're being completely honest. It's kind of sad. You got to move on at some point.
Well, Joey Aguilar's 25, so we'll just
different.
Is it different? Is it different?
He doesn't say
it is
anything.
different because it's not just Diego, though. It's this whole Vanderbilt squad. I think I saw something where 30% or more, maybe even 40% of the team is seniors or grad players, which is that's an absurd rate. So it's funny to poke fun at, your Stetson Bennett's of the world.
Yeah.
Do that. But Vandy is just, they're really going for it here with these old heads, man.
They're the oldest team in the league, and Tennessee is the youngest team in the league. 40% of our roster is freshmen.
I saw that as well. I was looking at that whole chart just because it was pretty interesting to see. Bama was like a perfect balance around the board, and then Tennessee was really young. Vandy was really old.
I didn't see this chart. I'm sad y'all didn't send it to me.
It's a great eyeball chart. It's good for your eyes. Yeah, it just makes you happy looking at it.
But yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on the game. I think Diego played pretty well in that first half, as you mentioned. Their play calling was really good. I think the coaching staff at Vandy has taken that team in a very promising direction. They ran the right plays to beat our team. Unfortunately for them, we were playing up for this game, and we made the right adjustments at the half and, played to our standard in the second half. Now, it wasn't a full effort from us, but I was definitely happy with the result. Fun to be boots on the ground back in Bryant-Denny for the first time this year. So, yeah, we're 0-0, have a big one coming up. But
I was about to say, I wanted to hear more of your take on that Missouri game y'all got coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we can talk more about that. I think we both will have lots to say about the game happening in Alabama and the game happening in Missouri, both in the SEC. So fun weekend coming up.
Yeah, very, 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 very fun weekend coming up. We'll get into that here in a minute. Mal, do you want to talk about Gunnar Stockton?
You mean Stetson Bennett?
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, I mean, that first run, good Lord have mercy. And this is what upsets me the most. Coming off of that Alabama game, where the offense, and Alabama is a very good team. That's a very good defense. And Kentucky is not even on the same stratosphere. They're not even anywhere near that Alabama defense. But for me, it's more of the play calling, the aggressiveness that the offense played with against Kentucky, right? I mean, that offense went out there and they had aggressive play calls against Kentucky and things that we just didn't see against Alabama. I don't know. And Kirby Smart loves to do this thing where if he has a first-year starting quarterback, he likes to protect him. And I get protecting your quarterback, but at some point you have to know what you have. I mean, we saw it with Jake Fromm. We saw it with Stetson Bennett in 2020 whenever he started making his starts. I mean, and look at what happened with Stetson, right? Whenever they unleashed Stetson, Stetson was a gamer. Stetson went out there and Stetson made shit happen. And you got a guy in Gunnar Stockton that is more comfortable out of the pocket, running, scrambling. His first look, unfortunately, is to get out of the pocket. Now, that's something he needs to work on, but when you've got a guy like that, you need to call and you need to make play calls that fall into his improvisation. Good Lord have mercy.
Nailing pronunciation today.
Nailing it. But Gunnar Stockton is an improv quarterback. He's a backfield creator. For all my EA college football guys out there, backfield creator, best quarterback to have. No, but, and that's just what we didn't see in that Alabama game, right? And I think Elkins will wholeheartedly agree. I don't know if he watched much of the Georgia-Kentucky game, but based off the way I'm describing it, I mean, we just did not see a creative Georgia offense against Alabama. And as we get further into the season, I hope that they do kind of take the reins off Gunnar Stockton against better teams. I hope once we get into the Ole Miss game, hell, even the Auburn game this week, we see him make those downfield throws because we know he can do it. We saw him do it at Tennessee.
Yeah, and we live in a world now where, if this was the BCS era, our podcast would be a little boring just because all of our teams would be virtually eliminated. having one loss. So you're looking at Ohio State versus
Oregon,
probably Oregon in a rematch, very 2011-esque, with the Bama LSU game.
No, this
Oklahoma
is the Big Ten,
State was
the
rigged.
Pac-12.
Yeah, that's right. But
I mean, not the BCS.
Yeah, I think Georgia's got a second gear and a third gear that we haven't seen yet. We might have seen some hints of the second gear, but they've got another level in there. I think the running game is super strong for Georgia, and they're going to have to lean on that to beat some teams. Probably in this coming week, they're going to have a good running game to get by. So,
and I mean, I don't know. This is something we hadn't really talked about, and obviously everybody has injuries, but good God have mercy on the Georgia Bulldog offensive line. I mean, we've got three guys out, 4 guys that are playing hurt. This offensive line is diminished. I mean, this offensive line is very much diminished. I mean, Monroe Freeling went down this past weekend. I don't know if we have an update on him yet, but I mean, it's been very, very bad. Drew Bobo's held it down at center. Hats off to him, but the offensive line's got to get healthy, and they've got to stay healthy if Georgia even wants to make a run at anything.
I feel like how many games would you say these has it been the whole season? The injuries, offensive.
Basically, I mean, it started.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
You can't really get a groove going with those 5 guys. That's a tough thing, especially.
I mean, we've got left guard moving to right tackle. We've got guys shifting all over the place, and again, hats off. I forget who our offensive line coach is, but all those guys know every position on that line, and incredible job getting them coached up. They played really, really well this past Saturday. But if you're going to go in and play, your Alabamas, if you're going to go play your Ohio State, your Oregons, you've got to have a top-tier offensive line if you want to compete with those teams, especially Oregon.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that's what's kept Bama in such a decent spot thus far this year, is the O-line play. We're really healthy on that side, but on the flip side, I feel like as soon as we visited Athens, we dropped about 2 or 3 linebackers against you guys, so we're a little thin there. Obviously, out of all the position groups to be taking hits on, the O-line's definitely probably the one you don't want getting touched. Linebackers, most of these SEC teams are deep there. But, it sucks. Injuries do suck, man. I like seeing teams get exposed for what they are, not getting exposed.
Who got exposed this weekend, Elkin?
We might have posted that on my personal account 2, maybe 3 times. I was a little excited about it, but I know for those of you following our social medias on the Pass Club Pod, your boy had a certain team plus 6.5 this week against a fraudulent quarterback. Not a Texas team, a quarterback. I don't think Steve Sarkisian is a bad football coach. He's won and he's been successful, and he ran into a giant last year. Otherwise, he could have won a natty. I've seen what he's capable of as a play caller when he was at Alabama. I know this guy is good at his job. His quarterback, though, if he did not have the last name Manning, you name it, go on LinkedIn, any of those jobs, he would be working one of them.
I mean, and we talked about this, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Where, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I started making the joke of the quarterbacks that had better. Well, that was supposed to be just a joke. I mean, I was fully expecting him to kind of get in a rhythm and get going, but good God, have mercy.
I don't think he has it in him.
No.
I don't think he has it. I mean, he's a 3rd year now? He's a junior?
Yeah. I mean, he's in the same position as Gunnar Stockton right now.
All right, boys, we got to do something right here. We have to make an official announcement. This is the truth. This is the absolute nothing but the truth. Okay. Dylan, hereby certify Arch Manning. I got to hold it like Corso. A bum. He's a certified bum. Certified bum. You heard it here.
I think this is something we should do. We can throw the word fraud around, but bum doesn't get uttered out of our mouths until we make an official statement. And as this is a month of the Pass Club, I think it's good if we could do a bum once a month. This guy is a bum. Arch Manning's a bum.
He's a bum.
And I don't think you can get off of the bum list without doing something extra good.
This is Penn, baby. We ain't got no eraser on here. And we ain't crossing out nothing.
Are we sure he wasn't adopted?
Okay. I don't think he was adopted.
Us three, we have played high school football, and we played at a high level. We played some good talent. Arch Manning played college.
Some of us played college.
Some of us played in college. I played in college as well.
I was blowing these out in college. Oh, that was mean. That was mean.
Oh, not the blown knee joke.
If you weren't my best friend, I wouldn't make that joke.
I am completely fine with that joke. That is
I played a little in college as well. Walking down the corner, fraternity football.
Yes, sir.
It was so cool just hitting like all the celebrations you saw on TV. Just the
Did you hit the? Did you ever hit a?
Yeah, and the Cam Ward would have been much in the repertoire. That was past my time, but yeah. Arch, I don't know. I think this is another unranked team that was ranked probably like third to start the year. They were third. They lost to Ohio State, and they played okay against Ohio State. The offense didn't exist.
They were ranked first. Elkins.
I don't think Texas. They were number one. Ohio State was three. Right. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't always see the number one preseason team go unranked before the midway point. So yeah, it's a certified bum. Yeah, you can't get away from this.
And Arch is bad, but I do want to shout out the Florida defense. I mean, and we kind of talked about this. We kind of hinted at it, but this is still a very, very good Florida defense. Yeah. And I think because of the offensive woes, people aren't giving that defense enough credit. I mean, that's a defense that kept them in every single game that they've played this year, except for late against Miami. But, they were in that game going into the, midway point of the third quarter, into the fourth quarter. This is a very good Florida defense. So while it's easy to say Arch is a bum, which he is a bum, we do need to give some respect and some credit to that Billy Napier Florida defense.
That was not taken away from them. That is just saying respectfully, Arch Manning is probably not going to be a great quarterback. He's probably not ever going to take that next step.
Will the Dolphins draft him third this year or next year?
That would be a
Can you imagine being in that quarterback room?
Ugh. Tua
and Arch.
Both probably have. I'm not going to go.
Yeah, let's not. Okay. I do have something to say, and I do think this is the first time these words will ever come out of my mouth. So listen close, folks. Miami should be number one in the country. Like, unanimously number one in the country.
I don't know how they're not, honestly.
They had the strength of record they have is 10 times better than Ohio State's. And it just looks better every week when Texas loses. So that's Ohio State's best win.
Well, I promise. I'm not going to say anything else about Penn State, but you said strength of schedule, and it made me remember something I saw today.
Kennesaw State. Yes.
Kennesaw State has a higher strength of record.
Who?
Penn State.
That is wild. That's it. That's all I got to say.
No, but Miami, it's in the only other argument I think you can make is Oregon at number one, but the AP poll is very transitive property, and with Penn State playing the way they did this week, I don't think you could put Oregon at number one. I mean, I'm with you, Dylan. I think Miami should be unanimously number one in the country. I do think Oregon is a better football team than Miami, especially defensively. But if we're looking at transitive property, if we're looking at all of the eye candy that goes into the voting, yes, Miami should be unanimous.
Man, and I'm a sucker for good songs, bro. And I texted you guys this a few weeks ago. It's all about the you, about the you, about the you. It's catchy. I
thought you were gonna say "Rock Me Like a Hurricane."
Speaking of that, did y'all see the graphic Miami put out that went hard about conquering the state of Florida?
No, I did not see this graphic.
Yeah, it was so over every single town that they went in and won in, they put a hurricane over it, like a little hurricane. The only place that doesn't have a hurricane over it, the Stetson Mad Hatters. They are dodging the Stetson Mad Hatters. They need to stop dodging Stetson.
Yeah, the Stetson Hatters out in DeLand, Florida. Man,
Didn't they offer you to?
They were my first collegiate offer. Yes, that's what
I
matters.
love it.
That's right. Yeah,
Respect.
that was the first one. I remember that day. It was
Yeah,
so
I
out of
think
left
it's
field.
I think it's a little bit strange that Miami isn't ranked number one. I think to be the number one team in the country, you have to play complementary football, and no team has done it better than Miami this year. They have a great offense, a great defense, and their special teams is just doing what they're supposed to do. And they played a pretty great 60 minutes of football. I know Miami fans think they could have played better because they let Florida State get back in this one late. But yeah, they've been playing good. This is where I want to see like Miami play that Ohio State, but we don't get to see that until later this year. Hell, I think Ohio State's offense has got a lot of questions to answer. So, one of those things. Miami, props to you guys. You guys are doing your job. Y'all are not bums.
Not bums at
No,
all.
not bums. Certified not bums. And I'm very excited for this next weekend of college football. We have a loaded slate. We got Georgia going into Auburn. We have Alabama going to Mizzou. We have the Arkansas Razorbacks coming to Knoxville. That's not a big one, but I'm a fan, so I snuck it in there. We have Indiana versus Oregon, which I am personally very, 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 very excited for that game. We have the historic Red River rivalry. And then we got OSU versus Illinois. Those are the big ones that we're going to hit on here today. Let's go ahead and talk about this Red River game, because this one is very, very interesting to me, because we just did certify Arch Manning as a bum, parentheses respectfully. How is Texas favored in this game? I know John Mateer is not playing, but I did watch a little bit of Oklahoma's backup. He's not. That's not like a huge drop off. And I think you got to look at, season. What's the word I'm looking for? Inertia, not inertia, but you're moving. You know what I'm saying?
Momentum.
Thank you.
Good Lord,
Brain
we cannot
fart.
remember words.
Bad day today. Texas has zero. I mean, they're going to go play a top 10 team next week, and they're not ready. They're not going to be ready. I don't know how Texas is 2.5-point favorites. When I saw that line, I really spit out my water.
Well, quite frankly, I mean, I think the only reason you could be looking at them as a favorite right now is from a bounce back perspective. They do have more talent than Oklahoma, I believe. It's just a matter of, can they finally put it together all in one game? And I do think the Red River, it's a neutral site game. Historically, Texas has dominated this series. I do think this is a spot where Texas could come out and get a blowout win, quite frankly. And all could be forgiven. Truly. I mean, if you look...
Do you think they will, or do you think they could?
I think they could. I think they have the potential to do that. I honestly, I will be staying off of this game most likely. I just think that Texas has way too much talent for the way that they've been playing. And I truly believe that if Texas goes in there and puts everything together versus Oklahoma, this could be a game they win by 17, 20 points.
Yeah, but that's a big ask. You can't just show up and everything click at once. That's just not how it goes. Things click week by week. You start piecing things that work for you and ditching things that don't. That's a big ask. That's a big turnaround in a week, and I just can't see it happening.
Here's my take on the game. We can all agree talent's great. You see a 5-star commit to Tennessee, Georgia, Bama. It gets you hype, right? It doesn't matter when you're going up a team that's got more heart than you. And Oklahoma, I haven't seen a defense play other than Ohio State. Ohio State's got the talent and the heart going on defense. They play really hard. It's aside the fact. I think the second best defense in the country is Oklahoma's, and they are coached up every week. Maybe they got their stats boosted when they played Auburn and went in and got, 10 sacks? So be it. I've seen this Oklahoma team play, and this defense knows what they got to do to win this game in lieu of the absence of John Mateer. So I agree. I think they got the spread right. It's enough to say, okay, Texas got everybody. Oklahoma's missing Mateer. Oklahoma's been better this year, so it's a good spread. It's neutral site. It's going to be a must-watch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say give me Oklahoma, just to go back to my statement about how heart beats talent, and I think
I think I'm
Oklahoma's
with
got
you on that.
I mean, I don't discredit. Quite frankly, I mean, this is one of those games where I don't think there is a wrong pick. Honestly,
It's also a rivalry, so
yeah.
you know, Texas could be
you never
0
know what's going to
6, and
happen.
Oklahoma could be 6-0, and it could go either way. So, yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. One game I particularly have my eye on as well. This Indiana-Oregon game is very, 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 very interesting to me. This is one of those games. Indiana comes out and wins this game. Official. They're here, folks. They're here, folks. But also, man, we've had this conversation a few times. When you're in the process of building a program, there's games that you're destined to win, and there's games that you're destined to lose. This one seems maybe a little too early for them to win. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, you got to take your licks when you're building up a program. If you win the big one early, you know, kind of blow your load a little early. You know, I think Oregon pulls it out, but I do think it's close. I do think Indiana is for real for this year and will be next year for sure.
I think Indiana's a very good football team, but when your head coach is drinking a lot of Coca-Cola, it's hard to beat that team when your coach is on the Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Original recipe.
Original recipe. Yes. We're not making any assumptions here. You know, not making any assumptions. No. Just stating the fact that Dan Lanning might like a ice cold Coca-Cola.
Well, would you rather have your coach drinking Coca-Cola or a good old cold beer?
I mean, R.I.P. Sam Pittman, man. We could talk about Bobby Petrino organizing a coup against him, but that seems like too low-hanging fruit right now.
Yeah, we've got good games ahead of us this weekend.
Yeah. No,
what were you gonna say on that game, Mal?
I was just gonna say Oregon defensively. Still don't know if I'm sold on them yet. I think this is a very good Indiana offense. I think this is an Indiana offense that could go into Eugene and put up some points, but like you said, Dylan, ultimately from a talent standpoint, Oregon has them by far. I think right now they are on the come up. They're building. Kurt Cignetti's doing an incredible job in Indiana, but right now the atmosphere at how do you pronounce your stadium again? Autzen. That's right. The atmosphere at Autzen will be rocking. It will be a hell of a game to be at. And I think Oregon really can take care of business in this one, probably by 8 points.
I tend to agree here. Oregon being at home, and this is a big advantage. I think they've got the more complete team on a talent aspect. Indiana, this is a fun bunch to watch. And overall for this weekend, I'm going to say this week 7, has the most Heisman implications. I think that's a literate sentence.
That is.
I think
not.
think this weekend, how else would you say it?
I don't know.
I think it has the most Heisman implications. I think that makes sense.
That's a complete sentence, brother. That works.
Yeah.
That
so
out for me.
Fernando Mendoza, I think he's been probably the best quarterback this year. Carson Beck's been wonderful. Dante Moore has been phenomenal. Ty Simpson's got a test coming. I think whoever wins this Indiana-Oregon game, though, that QB is going to be number 1 in the Heisman odds.
Personally, and I saw a tweet that I personally agree, if you gave Ty Simpson Arch's last name, Ty Simpson would be number 1 in the Heisman voting right now without a question. Ty Simpson is, I think, the most pure passing quarterback in college football right now. I didn't believe it going into the Georgia game, but what I saw in that game, the reads he was making, the way he scanned the field, and I don't want to sound like I'm glazing this kid because it's still, I hate Alabama, but Ty Simpson looks really good. I think you guys have a true winner in that guy.
Yeah, I'm going to say, just to close out my remark on this Indiana game, give me Indiana on the points. It's going to be close. I agree with what Dylan said, and I think you made some good points too, Mal. This is going to be a must-watch. But I will stand by whoever wins this game, that quarterback is going to be the favorite for the Heisman. Back to Ty Simpson. There was certain conversations I had in this game, just sitting there in between quarters, timeouts, whatever. Where you turn around, start talking to some of the other Bama fans, and we're sitting there like saying like, what on God's green earth did our quarterback coach and offensive coordinator see the past 3 years?
Yeah.
Between Jalen Milroe, and I love Milroe. I had a lot of fun with him, but couldn't finish the job. He couldn't take care of the fucking football.
Put it on a t-shirt. Jalen Milroe couldn't finish.
Nope. Ty Simpson, though, this guy, in comparison to what I've seen from Milroe the past
He's
two
got
and a
to
half
finish.
seasons, it is just incredible. I was genuinely asking these fellow Alabama fans around me, like, dude, what could we have been looking at? Like, we watch these games. I mean, they're with him every day in practice, and Ty can use his legs too. It's not like Ty's a pure passer. He can run a little. So it is just it's really stunning, to be honest. And from what I've seen, he's got to keep his head down and keep grinding, because he lost week 1 and we had everybody in the world telling us how bad we were. So at least for me, I feel like I'm still in week 1. Like, people think we're ass. Ty Simpson's probably in the same boat. It's just the Alabama mentality, you know, like we lose a game early in the season and people laugh at us and point and think it's funny. And we woke up a little bit, and Ty definitely has taken that with a chip on his shoulder. And that's all I'll say. I think this is a good segue to the Missouri game, but
well, I was wanting to make a point. You know, you mentioned Carson Beck there, and where we talk about Ty Simpson with his legs, that's where Carson Beck kind of fails. And from a passing standpoint, I mean, Beck has kind of regressed this year a little bit from a passing standpoint. Very, very similar to his start with Georgia through the first 5 games last year. I mean, 1,200 yards compared to 1,300 last year, 12 touchdowns to 11, 3 interceptions to 3 interceptions. So all of these Miami fans are coming out saying, you know, Carson Beck, you know, we fixed Carson Beck. No, you really didn't. I mean, you have the same Carson Beck that you had last year. Carson Beck is a great quarterback, but where he lacks is the fact that he has negative rushing yards this year. He is not a mobile quarterback, and that's what you need.
Ring security cameras, but yes.
Well, that, and, you know, obviously lacking a Lambo now since that got stolen. I don't know. Did they ever find that?
And a Cavender.
And a Cavender.
I don't know.
This is why we had to scrap our joke segment, because we just are much better on the fly like this.
Yeah, if we write jokes, they
ring
suck.
doorbell.
Yeah,
but I think he also plays in a much weaker league in the ACC than the SEC. And I was looking ahead at Miami's schedule. They don't play Georgia Tech. They don't play Virginia. They don't play another one in there that I'm missing. It's probably like
Clemson.
I'd have.
They do play Clemson, but they aren't playing like these really good ACC teams. Virginia's been great this year, for the record. They don't play them. I would love to see Miami just go ahead and give Virginia an L, because that's what would happen. But they're playing these weak opponents, and they're going to get their stats boosted. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't typically like to let like stuff get under my skin like that from opposing fan bases, but that just kind of got under my skin. Like, they're out here acting like Carson Beck is the next coming, and statistically, he has not been any better than last year. And Miami fans are going to be like, oh, you hadn't watched the product on the field. I've watched, I think, 3 Miami games in full this year, the one Saturday, and yeah, he looks good, but it's nothing I haven't seen him do at Georgia. So, I mean, that's just, I'll close my point on that, but yeah, just kind of weird. I don't know if they're coping for something. I don't really know, but just a strange situation revolving around Carson and their savior complex with him.
Now, why don't you go ahead and give us your insight look ahead to Georgia versus Auburn?
It's going to be simple. Run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. Get after Jackson Arnold. If Georgia does that, they take care of this game. They win it big. Got to neutralize that crowd early. It will be rocking. It is a night game in Jordan-Hare. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. Georgia's got to get out there. They've got to prove who daddy is in the first quarter. They've got to go down. I'm not expecting them to go up 14, 17, nothing in the first. But if we can put together a first drive like we put together against Kentucky, where we're hitting the dump down passes, we're chunking, or not chunking, we're just taking little chunks here and there and moving the ball at will, I think that'll quiet that crowd down. We got to go out, get after Jackson Arnold, get a few sacks on the first drive, or not a few. That would be very impressive if we got 3 sacks on the first drive. Not out of the, well, with the way our defense is played.
Well,
not probably.
They also gave up 10 sacks to
That'd be a lot of big plays, first downs on second and longs, third and longs.
Yeah. But I mean, if Georgia can go out there and the front seven can do what we know this front seven can do, which they haven't really done it this year, and that's get pressure. If we can keep Auburn behind the chains and we can move the ball like we did against Kentucky, I don't think Georgia has any issue this week, quite frankly. Now, if Georgia can't run the ball, could be in a little bit of trouble.
I think Georgia's fine. I think Auburn had one of those hot out of the gates, hey, we might be good. Reality slapped them, and this is another reality slap coming. I got Dogs by 14 plus here.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Elkins, how you feel about it?
I didn't really state my 2 cents on what will happen to Alabama this weekend, but I'm just going to make a guarantee. And this includes the Georgia game. I guarantee Missouri or Auburn, one of the two will win this Saturday. I don't know who, but one of those two teams will win on Saturday.
That's a full-on guarantee.
I guarantee it.
So if that doesn't happen, what are you giving up? Guarantee. That's a big word.
My reputation as a ball knower, I guess.
Okay. Nah. We need something a little bit more than this.
Do I lose bones?
No, we don't.
We need to post this, and we need to add freezing cold takes on this. Just have them ready to go.
Just have them locked.
I'll say if Missouri beats Alabama and Georgia wins, I'm gonna be just flat out pissed because we lost the game. So
yeah, I mean,
if we want to make me do something, that'll be just like kicking a. Puppy.
Out of the two, quite frankly, and I'm not even saying, I'm just from a neutral standpoint, I do think Missouri probably has a little bit better of a chance, in my opinion.
They are a better team.
Yeah. But the reason I say that is Vanderbilt, during that first quarter, they really picked Alabama's defense apart, and they put some good film out there for Missouri, right? Whereas Auburn doesn't really have the players I think it takes to run an offense the way that you need to run it to beat Georgia, right? Alabama was able to go through. They have a quarterback that can scan the field, not panic. Jackson Arnold is a panic-type quarterback. If his first, second read's not there, he's going to rely on his playmaking skills, which I don't know if he has the playmaking skills.
Hey, I like panic. Yeah. I like panic quarterbacks.
I love panic.
It's just that voodoo in Jordan Hare at the end of the day is why I'm not saying Auburn's going to come out here and play a great game against Georgia. I don't even think if they play a good game, they could win this game for no reason.
Well, hell, the last time we went to Jordan Hare, I was at the game. It was a rough one. It was a game into the fourth quarter, and Georgia, quite frankly, was lucky to win it.
Brock Bowers made some plays down the stretch. Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia was lucky to win that game. I was sitting in there. That was my first time at Jordan Hare. I hate that stadium, by the way.
Sketchy.
Oh, it's not even that. It's just like the way the layout is so bad. If you're sitting in the upper deck, it's awful. It's worse than Nissan.
No way.
Yeah.
You're that far away?
No, it's not even that. It's like, go ahead, Elkins.
You can finish your thought there. I was a little bit off topic.
You're just tingling your fingers right there, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to give you some trivia here. Who has the longest active home win streak in the SEC right now?
In Missouri.
Yeah.
It's Missouri. It's Missouri, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Missouri, I think, has 15 or 16. Alabama's at like 14. And we just made
but I'd like to see who they've played over that stretch.
I agree.
I'd like to see that.
But yeah, so Alabama, we beaten unbeaten Georgia team and ended their home win streak. We beat an unbeaten Vandy team at home last week. We got an unbeaten Missouri team this week, and they've got a long home win streak. I like the trend. I love the way Bama's been playing, so I'm fired up for this one. We're kind of just both talking about Georgia and Alabama, like back and forth.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've said my piece on the Georgia-Auburn game.
Same
like
here.
Said, Georgia goes in there, takes care of business, I think.
Yeah, I like Georgia to win this game. I obviously like Alabama and Georgia both to win, even though I made that promise. I say obviously, and I've mentioned guarantee on the other side. So I'm
contradicting, brother.
I'm really just
throwing
everything at the wall. Yeah.
Well,
so give me Auburn. Actually, Auburn's going to win on a field goal. And
speaking of. I was going to say, speaking of throwing shit at a wall, y'all think Illinois can throw enough shit at all that OSU defense to...
No. OSU is going to win by probably like 20, 21.
You think?
Yeah. I don't think there's much to talk about in that game. Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at it through the lens of, well, if Indiana beat Illinois that bad, I definitely think Ohio State's a better team than Illinois. Or Indiana.
Yeah, but, I mean, at the end of the day, like, teams can have a really, really bad day at the office and still be a damn good time. I mean,
but that shows. Look, if you have a bad day at the office, that's your floor. Unfortunately, you can always hit that floor again. It's not like it's here. It's here. We can't get that low again. You really can, and I think ceilings are, I think, harder hit multiple times than lows. I think you can hit your low multiple times throughout a year, and your high you probably only touch one or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like the betting aspect of this Ohio State Illinois game on the Illinois side, and I wanted to hear your opinion on the spread in the Arkansas Tennessee game. Obviously, I think Ohio State's going to win and Tennessee's going to win this weekend, but Ohio State could play bad and win by less than a touchdown, and Tennessee could equally do the same thing against Arkansas.
Yeah. It's interesting, with their whole coaching situation, and obviously what happened when we played Arkansas last year. You see the 13.5. I feel like that's fair, gut reaction. I feel like that's a fair line. But as always with Tennessee, you'll know within the first 2 or 3 drives if they're covering or not. If they're clicking, they're going to cover. And if they're not clicking, it'll be a close one. That's just how it always is. Quite literally since Heupel got there. It's not a knock. It's just the truth. Like, you saw it with Georgia. Cover. Yeah, true. You saw it in Georgia. We were clicking those first few drives, man. And same with Alabama back in 2022. When we're clicking early. And we're going to click the entire game. That's just how it rolls. So we'll know early. I personally like Tennessee to cover. I think our front seven's going to give Arkansas a lot of problems. I think Taylor Green's going to be running for his life back there. Yeah. Bobby Petrino. I just don't. I don't see it.
Well, it's just. Yeah. And this isn't one of those teams where it's like interim coach steps in and you're like, damn, I really want to play for that guy. This is Bobby Petrino.
Yeah. No, nobody. It's
like it's hard to look at Bobby Petrino and get excited after seeing him in a neck brace, knowing he was having some fun time with a what was it? Volleyball player? Yeah, volleyball player. Yeah. So it's hard to look at that guy and rally around someone like that.
Just ingrained in your mind.
Unless you're the volleyball player.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Well, she did play.
All right. Let's kick it over to NFL. Bobby Petrino makes me want to not talk college football anymore, unfortunately. Vikings stay hot in London. Carson Wentz got it done. Shout out to them. They just kind of hung out in Ireland and the UK for the past week. It was probably actually really pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, awesome experience for the Vikings players. Will Reichert, speaking of Alabama,
that's brutal.
Yeah. I mean, the spider wire.
How is that not?
I don't know how you catch that.
It hasn't been talked about at all. I feel like, he's a very reputable kicker. We're talking about the all-time points leader in the NCAA.
Incredible kicker.
Yeah, if I'm him, and we're talking about end of season incentives and stuff, like you have to hit a certain amount of kicks to get a boost on your contract or bonus rather. I'm just going up to the owner and saying, hey, like I needed one more field goal to get $1.5 million added, and I hit this damn wire across the pond in a stadium that we don't even know could not even be regulated. So
that's completely fair.
Well,
that is completely fair.
Another way somebody lost their fantasy team or their fantasy game by 4 points and had Will Reichert at kicker. If I am that guy, I am going to my league commissioner and I am saying, you've got to do something about this, because that kick was good. Like that kick was good.
Yeah, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
The angle of the wire and everything, it corrected it to go off course. It was
really, really wild to see.
You mentioned having fun in London. Another part about that game was the benching of Jordan Addison because he went to go venture by himself.
Oh, look, I don't blame the guy. I'm going to London this year. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to venture.
London, mate.
Cheerio.
Go have you some tea and crumpets.
Spider wire. Yeah.
You can't really blame Addison, though. He was suspended the first 4 games, and he's like, what are they going to – I've already been suspended a few games. Like, what if I miss another quarter or two?
We're in London, baby.
Yeah,
London, baby.
But how about you guys? Were y'all impressed with old Dylan Gabriel? I was surprisingly impressed with how he played. Bad week for me. I sat David Njoku, who popped off for 18 points. I forgot that a rookie quarterback and a tight end go together like shrimp and grits. But
Jedi.
I mean, yeah, we were way too London there. I had to throw some Southern in there.
Yeah, you did. You reeled
way
us
too
out.
London.
Even though that's where our accent is derived from. But yeah.
Really? No.
Oh.
Y'all.
Man, let's yet tell you. I'm just riding around, eating chicken, throwing the bones out the window.
But yeah, surprisingly surprised. Did I say that right? I don't know. Pleasantly surprised.
Dude,
we're down bad today. What is wrong with us? It's been a Monday.
Highlight tape.
It's been a Monday. Tape. A low light tape. I will say this: Ravens are doomed. Not because of the record. There's a lot of mental issues on that team. A lot of mental mistakes happening that have not been present in past years. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they're not going to make the playoffs. So,
I mean, and the whole Lamar Jackson on top of that. Do we know when Lamar's going to be back?
I think it's a relatively soon time.
They have a bye week. They have a bye week coming up in the next 2 weeks. So I think he's going to miss one more game.
Okay. But if they lose that game,
they're done.
I mean, are they? Yeah. You were so behind the 8 ball. Yeah. I mean,
just go ahead and punch.
They have to know that they got to get 9 wins to at least be tied with the Steelers. So the Bengals aren't going to win that division.
No.
Browns are not going to win that division. Are the 9-8 Steelers going to win the division? Maybe. It depends if the Ravens can get 9 wins. Do you see 9 wins on their schedule?
It's hard to rattle off that many. Yeah. You have to do it pretty. Yeah.
You got to get high.
I mean, because we're talking they're going to be, 1-5, most likely.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, I'll tell you, if they are in a playoff hunt and there's other teams in that hunt, they better hope the Denver Broncos are not one of those teams.
Let's talk about this game. Okay. Elkins, congrats. Big win over the Eagles. Big win over the Eagles. Bo Nix looked great. Bo Nix looked really good. What a comeback too. I have a bone to pick, and this is more me yelling at the NFL than it is this game, but I just noticed it in this game. If you recall Elkins on the controversy of Bo Nix, intentional grounding.
Yeah.
And then they reviewed it and decided it was not. Here's what I can't wrap my brain around, right? We can use instant replay to determine if intentional grounding happened or not. but we can't use it for pass interference? How stupid is that? Why is that? That makes absolutely zero sense. I think intentional grounding is a little bit more subjective than pass interference. Pass interference is pretty objective. You can see hands, you can see grabbing, you can see pushing, you can see. It blows my mind that you cannot review pass interference calls because I'm just going to say this. I did say the one where Dallas Goedert was grabbed. If you reviewed that, that's pass interference.
Should have been first and goal on the 3 last play of the game.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's my gripe. But you go ahead and talk about your Broncos because they did pull off a great comeback. And
I will say about the game specifically, granted, we record podcasts on Monday Night Football. So the week before, 28-3, belt to ass, easy win. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
We beat the Super Bowl champs this week. Beating them, sure. We probably had a few teammates with stripes instead of white jerseys. I watched the game. I mean, it was evident that late hit, unnecessary roughness that gave us a first down on Zach Bond. I was not a fan of that, even though it by definition, it was a late hit. It was really weak, though. I would have been upset about that as a Bird fan. 2, the pass interference and the intentional groundings. The list goes on. It was a little jacked up. Go back in time a couple weeks ago, we're talking about that leverage penalty. So I think it's 1-1 Denver versus the refs this year. We got one back in Philly. Unfortunately for the Eagle fans, they're going to think, hey, we're 0-1 now. Like we need the refs to help us out. And hopefully that happens in the playoffs or something in a timely game. But I would be a little upset about getting your first L against the refs in Denver. But I think our play calling, our running game, our O-line, just phenomenal. I was really proud of the way they played. Broncos country is riding. And I couldn't help but think of the meme or the video from Family Guy where Lois leans over to Peter at the dinner table.
Peter?
The horse is here.
Oh, you got to say it in her voice. Not redo it. You got to say it in her voice.
Let's hear it.
Peter, the horse is here.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Also, speaking of Family Guy, R.I.P. Big Chicken. Meg killed Big Chicken.
Wait, what?
R.I.P. Big Chicken. Yeah. Latest episode.
Did not have that on my 2025 bingo card.
Didn't either. I saw the tweet today and my jaw dropped at work.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they also might need to call an ambulance, but not for Mac Jones.
The dead body that Mac Jones saw. Yes. Insane way to start your day as a NFL quarterback. You go up, you go outside, look out your window, you just see a dead body floating on by.
Dude,
I can't imagine just being like, yeah, okay.
That could have been anybody on the team or any personnel on the team, but it was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds? That is crazy.
At least he didn't Logan Paul it. Was it Logan or Jake Paul? No, it was Jake Paul that pulled out
Jake Paul.
Logan?
Yeah.
It was Logan.
No,
was it Logan?
I don't. They give me.
they get mixed up. At least he didn't film it. Is what I'm getting at here.
Why would he film it? I'll tell you what did get filmed though. Him eating. It looked like 12, but it was only 3. But it really did look like he ate 12 bananas on the sideline.
That dude was scarfing them down.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It made me want a banana so bad.
Now
I haven't had a banana in a minute.
Is this something he did at Bama Elkins? You're a resident Bama ball knower. Is this a Is he a serial banana eater, or is he just
in his prime? In his prime at Alabama, you had to wear a mask most of the time when you're on the sidelines because damn COVID. But whatever, that's aside.
He just had one of those masks with the hole in the middle and just ate the banana. Yeah.
Little banana.
Yeah, I love Mac Jones obviously for what he did in college, but I thought he showed so much class. The bananas were objectively hilarious in that one interview, but in the other interview I saw, he was like, I was brought to San Francisco to be a backup quarterback. And obviously, like, we're paying Brock a lot of money, and this is his team. So I'm going to try and get him a few wins so that makes his job easier down the stretch. And I was like, dude, how do you even say that answer? I would be up there saying, like, make me a starter somewhere. I'm one of the best 32 quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback off of that, and this is, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but I think this situation right here, and when you look at the 49ers offense and when you look at that coaching staff and the system that they run, I think this should be a wake-up call for a lot of the really bad teams out there that says you don't have a quarterback issue. You do not have a quarterback. You have a system issue. You have a coaching issue. You have a fundamentally deep-rooted issue in your organization that causes you to be look at the Browns. I hate to nitpick the Browns and pull them out of a hat, but they have been so bad for so long, and they have went through how many quarterbacks? At what point do you go, we don't have a quarterback issue. We have a system issue. We have a coaching issue. We have everything, or you could just because you're in Cleveland. But when you look at a guy like Mac Jones, who probably didn't get the fairest shake in New England with the coaches that he had, with just everything around him in New England, and then he goes to the Kyle Shanahan school for the blind and deaf quarterbacks, and goes out there and puts up the numbers he put up.
Shanahan's like Professor X.
Exactly. He's like Nick Saban. Really,
we should
truly.
demand Kyle Shanahan must be in a wheelchair and shave his head.
But like, do you guys get what I'm saying? I mean, at what point do you go and you look at some of these teams that are just have a quarterback carousel continuously revolving and go, what the hell are you doing? It's not a quarterback issue you have.
I think Cleveland's just cursed, honestly.
Well, it's not just Cleveland,
a few times, but
I'm talking Titans too. Like, I'm talking all of these teams that, and I don't mean to throw shade, but you get what I'm saying.
No. I get not. You completely guaranteed. It's warranted.
Yeah, so at what point do you have to go in there and make fundamental changes to your organization?
That's an owner. It's an owner call right there, brother.
It is.
I'll tell you who's a happy owner. Miss Amy. Titans got a dub. I'll keep it quick on this. I'm so thrilled. Like, I had a that sad moment again. And this happens every time on Sundays. But I remember when we came back, and it was a close game. We're not leading yet. I looked at my wife and I said, I can't believe we're in a game right now. I can't believe it's competitive. That's how sad it is. But
that's so tough.
I will just say this. Happy for Cam Ward. I'm happy for the Titans get their first win. I love those guys. Love the Titans. Always will. Little upset because it does extend Brian Callahan's tenure probably a little bit. But that was pure. That might be the most lucky win of all time. And that's why I can't be too happy about it. The guy drops the ball. I think it was a touchdown anyways. Like I'm saying, I think even though he dropped it, I think it crossed the plane. That's my take. But the fact that guy called back, and then the play where Cam throws a pick and they fumble it and it gets kicked into the end zone and we recover it for a touchdown. That's also just pure luck. Like, we kind of didn't deserve to. We didn't deserve to win that football game, but we got a dub anyways. So that might be our only win of the season. That's all I got to say about that.
Hats off. We love We love the tits.
That was a remarkable comeback. And speaking of comebacks in general, there were a lot this weekend between the Broncos, the Titans, the Panthers. I believe the Browns might have been up I don't think it was 10 points, but they gave up a late comeback, like 25 seconds left in the game. So it was quite the impressive weekend for comebacks. And
shout out Drake May too.
Yeah, the lack thereof comebacks. The Bills did come back, and then Draco May came, stole the show. That was an impressive performance by him and former Bill Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, if he starts stringing together those kind of performances, look out, folks. He looked really, really good. Really, really good. I was very impressed with him. Any other closing remarks on NFL?
Nope.
Oh,
Falcons
boy.
had a bye week, so.
Oh, boy. Good boy.
Yeah.
The boys are back with Good Boy, where we pick a 6.5 point underdog or more in the college football world. Very simple. If you just get how many bones by what they cover by. So if a team is 6.5 point dogs and they win by 10, you get 16.5 point bones. So right now, standings after week 6, Elkins 51.5 bones in first, 37 bones in second, me with 21 bones in third. Our good boys were 2-1 straight up this weekend. Florida went Florida 6.5 point dog versus Texas, one straight up. Mississippi State 14.5 point dog against Texas A&M, got blown out of the water. Mascot game. I told you as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just reality. And then Wake Forest plus 6.5 versus Virginia Tech, one outright. What does that put us outright on the year? Let's see, 2-1.
We started out 5-1,
0-3, 2-4, plus 5-1.
I think we got swept last
7-5. Okay, we can do better. Not bad. Elkins, you are in first, so why don't you go ahead and give us your good boy of the week 7.
We're going to keep standing on business. We talked about how good Florida played defensively. I like this team this weekend to play a great defensive game. They're going to cover the spread, and I think this number is just a little bit too high for them to win the game. It's a revenge game. It is the South Carolina Gamecocks in Baton Rouge.
I looked at this. What is it, 9.5?
9.5.
9.5 point dogs.
This is a game they had in the bag last year in Columbia. Injuries kind of threw them off course, and they couldn't finish the job. But I think the Bama ball's coming out this weekend, and they're going to make more plays on offense than this lackluster LSU team we've seen this far this season. That's all I've got.
All right.
I can talk a lot about what's going to happen, what the keys are. I just think South Carolina is going to score enough points to lose in a close game or win.
Hey, you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah, sometimes this is feel too. Sometimes you just feel things, you know.
And speaking of feel, I'm gonna take it to the ACC. I'm taking it to the ACC.
Okay.
This is a team that lost 2 games back to back. Kind of brutal losses, but this past weekend I had this team at -6.5, and boy did they cover. Boy did they cover. I'm talking about the Pittsburgh. I about said Pirates. I about said Pirates. I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Polsky. The Pittsburgh.
They're going in. They're going into Florida State, a team that, quite frankly, has already dropped 2 games this year, and their back is against the wall. I'm looking at this game. I'm seeing Florida State with their back against the wall going, we have to do whatever it takes to win this game. And Pittsburgh, if they can go out and they can play, now obviously they were playing Boston College, not a very good football team. This is the same Boston College team that typically gives Florida State hell. Just saying. But I think Florida State might go out there and try to do a little too much too quick, and they might get behind early in this game, 10 or 13 points.
It's sneaky good, yeah.
Yes. And this line is at 10.5. So I do believe Florida State wins this game, but I think Florida State wins this game late.
Interesting. This is the first week, so me being last, I have to prepare 3 picks because if they get taken, I have to have options. None of my picks got taken, which is interesting, but it also worries me a little bit. This one I'm very excited about. And I really thought, Elkins, you were going to take this one because you picked this team a few weeks ago. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are rolling into Maryland this weekend. Maryland is 6.5 point dogs. This Maryland team, something about them. There's something about them. And there's something that's not happening in Nebraska right now. I got the Maryland Terrapins plus 6.5. And they're going to win this game outright. They're just going to win it outright. Not saying Maryland is a crazy home environment, but they're going to win this game out. Just gut feeling. I saw it and I was like, Maryland all day. And I was talking to one of my buddies today. I said, this is good. This is a slip-up point for Nebraska. They're due.
I like it.
For a slip-up point. Yeah, give me Maryland Terrapins plus 6.5 versus Nebraska.
I
Malik
saw that one
Washington.
too. Well, I was going to say, I saw it too. I just didn't have the balls to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Nah, I don't care. I'll bet against Patrick Mahomes every day of the week. Well, that is good, boys. We'll see how we fare this week.
Yeah, I like y'all's picks. I think this week was kind of narrow for us, so
Yes.
give us a little bit of grace here. This was probably the first like starting to get difficult week.
This was a tough slate.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. I saw that Pitt 10.5, and I thought that was the easiest pick of the week.
I will say I considered all three of y'all's picks. I loved Maryland. That was probably my second option, Dylan. I know you were considering me taking them, but I saw the South Carolina spread, and I was like, LSU should probably be a 2-touchdown favorite, and they're not.
Yeah.
So something's fishy. It's just the
honorable
numbers.
mention too. I have an honorable mention. Temple is getting 8.5 points versus Navy. Navy is 5-0 right now, but they got to go to Temple. Like I said, it's not like it's a home environment. This Temple quarterback puts up numbers, so just look out. I think he has 13 touchdowns on the year. Just look out. This kid can sling the rock. Temple might win this one outright too.
I like
that was my shout out extra. No, there's nothing to that pick, but let's transition over into my favorite segment, Sport Court, where we fictionally sue someone in the sports world this week and get restitution. I can go ahead and start us off. We talked a little bit about this team earlier, but it's not a team I am suing. It's not a person I am suing. It is an object. I'm suing an object. This week, I'm suing Drew Aller's chain. I'm suing Drew Aller's chain for the reason of I am so sick of seeing this dude's chain on my TV screen. It looks like a dog prong collar. It is laughably big. Have you guys noticed this? It sticks out of the back of his uniform, the back on his neck, and it drives me up the wall. It literally looks like somebody had a prong collar, collar on him, like leash, and then unclipped the handle. Like it looks like a dog collar. And I'm like, that is like, you lose in swag points if your chain looks like that. So it's like very silver, very like prongy looking. And he wears it and it just sticks out. You don't see it in the front at all. It just sticks out the back. And I'm like, I hate that. That's annoying. Restitution. You can't wear a dog collar if you're going to play like a puppy. So that's it.
Hey, I like that. That's hard.
Thank
That's
you.
a hard line right there.
That might be court of the week.
What you
Very
got?
nice. Very nicely done, Dylan.
Thank you.
I'm also going to be coming after not just one person or a team, but a group, or I guess you should say a family, and it's the Manning family. I'm coming after them, and I'm going to be coming after
Careful.
this young Arch Manning's coach next week if he doesn't get benched because he's a bum. I think this family has pumped in way too much hype on this Arch Manning fella, and it's a shame. And in turn, they're making one of the biggest brands in football pay for it. And that fraud is not tolerable. You can't do that. His restitution is to get benched and think about it at halftime of this Oklahoma game.
Wow.
I am going to be suing an entire fan base.
Oh, we just keep getting bigger. We got an object, a family, and now a fan base. Okay.
And that fan base is the New York Yankee fan base, who after they signed Max Fried, which we talked about this last week,
We did.
the Braves fans, us Braves fans, tried to tell them Max Fried is not a playoff pitcher. And what happens? Max Fried gets shelled, absolutely shelled by the Toronto Blue Jays. Shelled enough to where I have seen this fan base going and saying that there needs to be an investigation into the Toronto Blue Jays for stealing signs. They use fucking PitchCom.
Wasn't
They use PitchCom.
Judge like
How the fuck
tipping
are you
batters
going to... Probably.
in the Red Sox series when he saw the pitch grip? Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right, yeah.
I'm over here going, we warned you guys. Y'all told us it was just copium. And I'm over here going, y'all just paid a playoff bum, $225 million, I believe it was, to go in and pitch like freaking Greg Maddux during the regular season and then get lit up like he's freaking Mike Fultonevich against the damn Cardinals. It baffles me that they're coming after us saying we're still coping, and I'm sitting here going, dude, we just proved it, and there is no restitution. The restitution has already happened. The
restitution's already been paid.
I mean, the restitution happened with the lawsuit.
I think this is our first open and shut case, folks. Open and shut.
And what makes me even happier is that the Yankees have to live with him for the next 8 years, knowing good and damn well that they overpaid a playoff choke artist. Now, Max Fried did pitch really well in Game 6 of the World Series. That's a little asterisk right there. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. But this guy sucks in the playoffs. I mean, this guy absolutely sucks in the playoffs.
Playoffs have been great so far, too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can kind of transition to baseball. Playoffs have been absolutely fantastic. We don't have to spend a ton of time on this, but as of right now, as of recording, it is 4-3 Dodgers. Bottom of the ninth. Runner on second, no outs for the Phils. So chance to walk it off here. But Yankees have gotten absolutely destroyed the past 2 games against Blue Jays. Destroyed, which I love to see.
This Blue Jays team might be a team of destiny.
I said it a week ago. Max Fried's going to get you to the postseason, but that's it. You better have a handful of good pitchers. And I do want to shout out one that just made a name for himself, and that's Cam Schlitter of the New York Yankees. He pitched a gem in Game 3 against the Red Sox. He's going to need another one here in New York to force a Game 5, hopefully, for the Yankees. I'm rooting for the Yankees in this series, but damn, it sucks. You know, we told you so, Yankees fans.
Yeah,
they got to win 3 in a row. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. And then I mean, if the Phillies do end up going down here, I mean they put up 2 in the bottom of the ninth here, but if they do end up going down 0-2,
that's tough too.
It's going to be a tough road. I mean, the Dodgers at home, Phillies got to make that long flight out, 1 day rest. It's going to be a tough series to come back and win. I really thought the Phillies, and we got to go back into the whole rest versus rust conversation. I mean, it feels like we're having this conversation every year since they've expanded the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
But something has to be done about this shit. Now, obviously, the Blue Jays, good Lord have mercy, they have just unloaded.
See, and that's what people are going to say to that now.
Oh, well, yeah. But, I mean, I guess the Mariners, I mean, this year it might not be as bad, but in years prior, it's been atrocious. We'll see what happens, but the Phillies right now, not looking too hot for them.
I know. I want the Cubbies to pick it up too.
Yeah,
I really
we're getting ready to start here.
Lots of fun postseason environments coming up. That's what makes the MLB playoffs one of the best.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we still have some good moments ahead of us here.
100%.
I agree. And so do we on the show here. We have our iconic closing segment, the legendary Blurby Derby. And folks, I am on a hot streak and I hate it. I don't have anything else to say at the end of these shows. I talk so much. My team was on a bye. I don't know. So if I get 4 in a row here, I really don't know what I'm going to say. I might just describe to you what I ate today for lunch. So
I would love it.
Yeah, I would do it very sensually as well. So let's go ahead and let's get into the Blurby Derby here. So let's look at our horses here today, gentlemen. Mal, this looks like the Cardinals jersey's base horse. It might be Georgia Tech, like saddle. And your jockey there. Elkins, darker horse, pink, some blue. Me, more of a traditional look. Okay, I'm still wearing some pink, but any closing remarks before we get this underway,
gentlemen? Start your horses. Sorry,
I also did pre-mute this so we don't get our ears blown out like last time. So, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. They're off. They're running. Mal's in the lead.
I feel like I'm
in the lead.
always have like a little bit of an early lead. I don't
I'm
like
in
it.
last. Elkins is kind of just
It's
holding on
about
to second
time
there.
for me to make a move here.
Yeah, can we get Elkins a
I
win,
am
man? I feel
sandbagging
bad
right
for the
now.
kid.
I'm in the
Oh,
back.
he is. He's
I am
sandbagging. That means
sandbagging.
that's
I'm
not
about to
good
make a
for.
run.
We're right where
That's
we
not
need to
good.
be.
Mal's still out in front.
Oh
Elkins
yeah,
going
I'm not
second.
liking
I'm
this.
falling behind.
We got
in
8
third.
seconds left. Oh, good
8
God have
seconds.
mercy. Am I going to hold
Here
the
we
lead
go.
the entire time?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Here I
Uh-oh.
come. I'm
I
in
think
first
he's rigging
now.
it. He's rigging it.
Oh.
He's rigging it. He's rigging it. We get to essentially hear Dylan
Dude.
talk about his lunch.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
This is like the one thing I don't want to win in my life. Because like it was fun the first 2 times. Now I'm just like, I don't know. All right.
Hey, the rules are the rules, man. You get a minute.
Rules are the
3,
rules.
Talk
2,
about
1,
anything.
go.
So today for lunch, I had a nice burrito bowl. And in this burrito bowl, there were some naughty little peas and some naughty little carrots, some corn, and some brown rice. You know, we're trying to be a little healthier around here. I don't know why, but in the winter, I always tend to slim up. In the summer, I always tend to beef out. It's kind of backwards, but that's just how I roll, you know. And in this bowl, we also had some chicken, grilled, deliciously seasoned. Not as much sodium. I'm trying to cut back on the sodium. I really just want to be better this winter, you know. Trying to be a winner. And I absolutely devoured it. And I absolutely loved every second of it. And for dinner, I had a delicious steak too. Shout out the wife. She absolutely killed the steak tonight. And I love you guys. And thank you for listening to this show. And I still have 10 seconds left. So like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Shout out Elkins, Elite Ball Knowledge. Shout out Mal, new mic. That's all I have to say. And that's my minute. All right.
So, did your wife actually go out back and kill the steak, Dylan, or did she kill the cow? And okay,
Bare hands.
hell yeah.
Philly girl. You know how they go. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Pass Club. We absolutely appreciate it. Like I said, please like and subscribe. It just helps us out a lot as we continue to grow. Happy 1 month anniversary to you guys. You guys have been great. Shout out to everyone that follows us as well. You guys have been awesome, fun to interact with. We really appreciate it. Follow us on all socials at Pass Club Pod, and we will see you next week.
The Pass Club. The Pass Club. The Pass Club. The Pass Club.